Hey guys, welcome to day 6 of our 12 Days of Pilates challenge. We are officially halfway. Yesterday's routine was a bit more gentle, and then today of course is a gentle flow, so there's kind of a nice little break in the middle. But today, again, it's a gentle flow, so it's not necessarily about getting our heart rate up and being super intense. This is about really feeling the choreography, getting into the rhythm, into your own flow, just really feeling where that movement is happening, just really helping to increase our body awareness. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start in a supine position, lying on our back with our feet on the mat. Just take a second, get grounded. Let's just take a nice deep breath. Let's reach our arms over our head. Let's take another really big deep breath. A yawning stretch. Feel your ribs flow up towards your ears. One more big stretch. Let's go ahead and bring our hands straight up towards the ceiling, palms facing one another. And I want us to take a deep inhale. And as we exhale, I want us to lower our arms over our head, really focusing on drawing our ribs down towards our ankles. And inhale to come up. So instead of letting those ribs flow up like we did before, we're keeping them drawing down towards our ankles. And if you want to let them come up, like I'm doing now, just to see how it feels, the difference. But it helps to exhale as you lower. Just play around with this movement. Notice the difference you feel between letting the ribs lift or stay drawn down. Also, let's notice how our shoulders are feeling. Start to alternate. Still thinking about those ribs. Bring our arms down to the side for a second. Let's go into our 12 and 6 pelvic clocks to that 12 and 6 motion. Let's hold it at 12, so tip that pelvis. So it's tipped towards 12 o'clock, towards your face. Let's peel the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, off of the mat, really driving those hips up to the ceiling. And then let's start up at the sternum and slowly release. Nice and slow. Taking your time. Going to that 6 o'clock motion to finish it. And let's go back up. Slowly articulating. Holding it at the top. Let's float our arms up. So our palms are facing away from us. We're just going to start to alternate our arms, staying nice and lifted in our pelvis. Breathing through it. Let's turn our palms in. See if that made a difference in how the movement feels. Let's reach over our head. Take a nice stretch here. Bring our arms arms back down to our side, and let's slowly articulate back down. Finish in that 6 o'clock motion, and let's rest in a nice neutral position. We're going to bring our legs up into the tabletop. We're going to bring our arms so that they're over our head, they're staying off of the mat, and we're going to keep our head down for this. We're just going to keep our toes nice and pointed. We're going to extend that right leg. Inhale to drop back. Extend the left leg. Inhale to drop back. If you find that this is a challenge, or if your back is not staying connected to the mat, you can absolutely keep one foot on the ground at any point of time. Always modify as you need, never work through the pain. Now let's go ahead and flex both of our heels, making sure that we're staying nice and long in our arms up here. And let's push through that heel. Inhale to extend, exhale to bring back. Last one. Let's go ahead and place our arms to the side for some nice support. We're going to do some side to sides in this tabletop position. So we want our shoulder blades to stay in contact with the mat. And we're just slowly going to let our hip raise and drop our legs to the left. Our shoulder blades stay connected. Inhale to return. Exhale to lower. Inhale to return. And if you notice that those shoulder blades are having a hard time staying connected, try not to lower the legs quite as far. And you can do the same movement by keeping both feet on the mat and just letting that opposite, so my right foot rolls off of the mat. So you can do that same motion with the contact of the mat. One more time each side. All right, and now we're going to grab this right ankle with both of our hands. This left leg is just kind of hanging out here with the bent knee. We're just going to work on some knee flexion, so we're going to extend that left leg and bring it back in. And don't worry if you can't extend it fully. Remembering to breathe. Let's go ahead and switch. Pull that ankle towards you. Your knees might make some weird sounds. I have a case of the sticky knees right now. Two more. Last one. All right, go ahead and bring your feet down. We're going to have them in this little diamond shape, so the insides of our feet are touching, and we're kind of on the sides of our feet here. We're going to extend our arms over our head. We're going to do a little modified roll up. So we're going to scoop our arms around, palms facing up. Exhale to roll our head, neck and spine off of the mat. Tip that pelvis backwards and unwind. Stretching, let those knees really drop. Exhale to come up. Tip that pelvis. Big stretch. Last one. Let's really focus on that articulation downwards. Nice, slow, and in control. All right, we're gonna come onto our side here. Gonna have our top foot in front of the other. We're gonna have our hand nice and supported underneath our shoulder. We're going to, my hand's a little sweaty. Make sure your hand's not sweaty. Going to push ourselves up here so that we're nice and lifted. We're gonna have this top arm facing straight up, and then we're gonna push those hips towards the ceiling and come into a nice little side bend. Come back to neutral. We're gonna thread this arm, twisting through into the twist. So we're coming up, we're bending over, return, and twist. Last time. All right. Let's go ahead and come into our quadruped position. We're going to be down on the forearm, so I'm on my right forearm. We're going to have this back leg extended. We're going to lift, again, making sure not to hinge at that lower back. We want to keep our spine in neutral, making sure that our gaze is facing our bottom hand, our neck is nice and in line with our spine. We're going to rotate our leg externally so that the inside of our big toes kind of kiss one another, little kiss, and then back out. And then rotate and back out. We're careful that when we come to tap, we're not rounding that spine. We're not losing that neutral spine. Last one. Now let's hold this leg here. Let's really flex through that heel, push through that heel. Our toes are facing towards the ground. We're gonna tap the tip of our toe, lift, rotate the whole leg. We're gonna tap the inside of our toe. Rotate, tip of our toe, side of our toe. Check in on your neck, check in on your shoulders. We're staying nice and lifted. 2 more. Last one. All right, let's go ahead and tap our toe on the ground here. We're gonna have some balance practice for tomorrow's routine. Really get yourself stable. We're gonna take our gaze and stretch our hand up towards the ceiling, opening that chest. In return, we're gonna come onto our other forearm. So we're extending this leg, we're gonna raise it, we're gonna have that rotation. We're going to kiss the inside of our big toes together. Out, really, really focus on the stretch and the length when we return back out. hope you guys can't hear my stomach growling, because it is. All right, last one. Let's hold it here. Let's flex through that heel. So we're taking the tip of our toes, rotate, and we tap the inside of our toe. Rotate, tip, rotate inside, tip, inside. We're making sure that we are rotating our entire leg and not just that ankle. We should feel that femur bone moving in that hip socket. 3 more. Last one. All right, let's go ahead and keep that foot down. Find yourself some good balance. We're going to extend up towards the ceiling, opening that chest, and return. We're going to take our hands about the width of the mat. We're going to tuck our toes underneath of us. Open your knees a little bit so that our heels are touching one another. And we'll lift ourselves, hovering our knees a few inches off of the mat. We're going to do a nice little cat stretch here. Tuck that tailbone in. Push that thoracic spine, those shoulder blades towards the ceiling. And inhale to return to neutral. Exhale. Inhale. One more. All right, go ahead and lower. Let's push ourselves up into a downward dog. Let's pedal those feet. Let's hold it here, keeping that back nice and straight. Let's lower our knees slightly, come back up, and stretch forward, giving those wrists a nice little break. Push back, lowering the knees slightly, and stretching forward. Last time. All right, pedal those feet out. You can go ahead, come into a little child's pose here. Deep breath. We'll do our side bend and twist on the opposite side now. We don't have much longer, I promise. So this top foot is going to be in front of the other foot. We want this hand to be nice and stable. Lift ourselves up. This top hand extended. We're going to push those hips towards the ceiling. Getting a nice little bend here. We're going to thread through. Come back up. And bend. Last time. All right. I'm going to end with 2 more things. We have the spine stretch. So we're going to take our feet about hip width apart. Again, we want to imagine that there's a big beach ball on our lap. Then take our arms up. Big inhale to lengthen. And as we exhale, we're curling our head, neck, and shoulders up and over that beach ball, keeping our pelvis nice and straight towards the ceiling. So imagine someone's pulling your ribs backwards while pushing your shoulder blades downwards. Let's re-stack that spine. Big inhale. Up and over that beach ball. Let's restack. All right, we're gonna end with rolling because I realized we haven't done that yet, and that's a Pilates staple. We're going to come to the edge of the mat. We're going to be floating up on our sits bones here. Clasp your ankles, your feet are crossed and raised. We're really focusing on having that nice curve in our back, and take a nice big inhale and roll just between your shoulder blades and come up and try not to let your feet touch. So it's an inhale, exhale to come up. Last one. All right, great job, guys. We are over halfway. Tomorrow is a stability and balance. There's probably going to be some involvement of the ball. You can still do the routine if you don't have a ball, so don't worry. But stability and balance, super important. So yeah, I'm very excited about that one. That's something that I always like to work on. So thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.